everybody, welcome back. Northernlion plays The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Fun Isaac lately. It's funny, funny? Not funny? Sorry. But despite having truly terrible Isaac runs lately, like some absolutely god-awful Isaac runs, LBZFB8PJ, and I'll admit that, like on yesterday's episode, it's possible, it could perhaps be said that a bad attitude contributed to our demise. I'm at the, look, okay, I get salty from time to time. It's a bad habit. Well, I'll never say that I am above getting salty. All I will say is that at least I've hit a level of, let's call it intermediate enlightenment, where after I get salty, I very rarely, in my opinion at least, try to justify the fact that I got salty, and instead I go, you know what, that was juvenile. I'm embarrassed for for a half hour after it happens. I'm like, wait, dude, I really let, like, I'm a 32-year-old man, I really let a video game get under my skin because it, like, didn't give, well, it didn't give me the item I wanted. Oh, oopsie whoopsie, I didn't get a tears uppy. But anyway, it's funny. You would think that my enjoyment of Isaac is perhaps at a local minimum temporarily, but that's not the case. Pardon me, got the coffee burps big time. You know what? There you go. How about that? See, we got a commitment to Zane. I actually, who would have thought? But after the last episode, I streamed. This is like 2 days ago now, and I played some of the Fiend Folio mod, which is 10 times harder than, you know, this version of Isaac. And honestly, like, even though I got my butt kicked, it's kind of helped revitalize, like, an interest in the game, which, you know, couldn't come at a better time, honestly, with Repentance coming out so soon. I actually, like, I'm pretty happy to be playing Isaac today. Would you believe it? Some of my colleagues will tell you there are no DPS upgrades in the game. Oh my god. At least in the vanilla version, there are not enemies that spawn other enemies that spawn other enemies. Okay, that's... I do want to say I'm actually, like, I'm greatly enjoying the Fiend Folio mod. I don't mean it to sound like the Fiend Folio mod is a negative. It's actually, it's quite a lot of fun. And I may return to it today, actually. It is a Wednesday today. Dude, it's Wii Shop Wednesday. Every Wednesday I look forward to the Twitter account at Wii Shop Wednesday. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The only thing that the Twitter account does is tweet the same video of an old YouTube sketch from Nirvana the band, The Show, a Canadian comedy duo that had their own show on Vice for a couple of seasons. And it's just, the video brightens my day every time. The Super Mario RPG, Sonic the Hedgehog, Donkey Kong 3, Adventures of Lolo 1 and 2. I don't remember the rest of the the rest of the words, but I love when he goes Harvest Moon, Link Puzzle Pokemon, something Toe Jam and Erlin Panic on Funkotron. It's hey, look, if that's what this series has become, is me recommending viral videos that'll brighten your day. Hey man, there's less dignified roles in society, for sure. I can be a viral video sommelier. What kind of mood are you in? Euphorious, contagious giggle fits? Okay, how about at it again at the Krispy Kreme? Back at it again at the Krispy Kreme. Dunk, 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 toof. Great video. Anyway, I recommend it. It brightens every Wednesday. I look for, I go open Twitter. No matter what's going on in my day, I know I can look at Wii Shop Wednesday. It usually pops up in my feed, you know, around like 8 a.m. or something like that, and then I just find myself, you know, humming along with it. Ninja Gaiden 1, Ninja Gaiden 2, Ninja Gaiden 3, dun 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 dun. Cruising USA. Ah, okay, so I won't be the guy that quotes viral videos, but like from start to finish, maybe half of them I'll quote, but great stuff, great video. Keep it up. Keep up the great work. All right, now things are going, I mean, dare I say, poggy woggy here on this episode so far. This is gonna seem busted. This feels like a secret room. Look, It defies conventional wisdom that would be the secret room, but something about the vibes there just pointed, like, to the right direction. You know, you would think that it would be below this room, but I think because spider webs, correct me if I'm wrong here, I think spider webs mean that if there's a spider web directly in front of the secret room, or where the secret room would be, then it can't be a secret room, if I remember correctly. Yes, there is a tinted rock, but there is no bomb to open the tinted rock with. Okay, that hurts. It hurts when you do that. I thought we'd come in here, see if we had. Oh, you know what? Well, worth it then. I thought we'd come in here and see if we had a reroll, because, like, quite frankly, I mean, you don't need me to tell you, but this item is just straight doo-doo. So we'll reroll it, and we'll get, like, the best item you could ever ask for. It's great. That's good stuff. Okay. Well, I mean, the run, they're making a great mea culpa here. A great mea culpa. You know what? In 2020, and again, I apologize, it's inside baseball talk, but 2021, sorry, I forgot what year it was temporarily, has been a year of, you know, content experimentation. Some of it's worked and some of it hasn't. But the stuff that has not worked is always instructive to figure out, like, what people want to see and what will and won't work in the future and blah, blah, blah. But I really feel, I'll take stopwatch. I got no problem with a speed upgrade. Well, you don't like winning? And then we'll get the heck out of town, I think, here. But I really, a lot of people have asked, or at least one person has asked a lot of times, what made the decision, because you've said previously in the past, like, you're probably never going to play Isaac on stream again. You know, you previously also said you weren't into mods. Look, I'm going to say a couple of things, okay? One of the things is people change over time. Their opinion changes. You will find videos, you know, if you go back far enough in my video archive of me saying, like, I don't get pasta, I don't like pasta. I've changed my opinion. Now I actually quite like most pastas. I don't really like the long ones. I like some of the shorter fat ones. I like, you know, a farfalle or something like that. Anyway, it's not about pasta. I'm just, and you know what? You'll also find videos from way back then when I tried to correct my pronunciation. Oh, sorry, chat. How do you say it? Oh, you're from Biloxi, Missouri? Please teach me how to say an Italian word. You know, that's, now I just, you know what? We say pasta up here, and I'm not apologizing for it, okay? If you don't like it, Napoleon, you can leave. People change over time, for one. But I'll tell you, I'm stubborn, for sure. And it's a bad habit, but I think that I never wanted to, I thought that I would never play Isaac on stream because I already get my fill on YouTube. That's definitely fair, but the modded side of that was backwards. I really should have been exploring modded Isaac, you know, in some kind of capacity before Fiend Folio. Not to say that it has anything to do with Fiend Folio, but like, because now that I'm playing modded, I also find myself kind of reinvigorated and enjoying, you know, vanilla almost feels like a little bit of a break from the difficulty of such a difficult mod. So, I actually think that it's been a nice kind of, let me just say, I'll admit when I'm wrong. I feel like I should have been playing it, earlier. And you know, I'm kind of in this mindset right now that we're in like a ramp up to repentance. It's been so long since I've been excited about Isaac that I think I forgot what it's like to like, it dawned on me the other day, I used to play this game, like, in my downtime from time to time. Doesn't that sound totally messed? Oh, that's so good. But it's true, because I do love the game. I just have played so much of it that I've, you know, to some extent had burned myself out on it, and then there'd been a long period with no content and stuff like that. But now I'm like, oh, dude, Fiend Folio's really good. You got my brain percolating on this Fiend Folio stuff. And then secondarily, I'm like, man, when Repentance comes out, we should do like some kind of cool Isaac content. Like, don't get me wrong, I'll probably no-life it on Twitch and YouTube for a bit, but simultaneously, thank you for the cube of meat, by the way. And thank you for the deal with the devil, although it kind of sucked, but thank you nonetheless. I don't think we've been to our item room here. We'll probably no-life it for a bit. Honestly, just due to the way that the schedule kind of works out for me right now, there will probably be one bespoke Repentance video made per day, but a lot of the stuff coming from Twitch will be Repentance in all likelihood. You know, if you love Isaac, I hope you love it. If you're kind of out, I mean, why are you watching this if you don't love Isaac? I guess I'll take it as an incredible compliment, I suppose. That you just can't stay away from this, the banter is so fire, and who knows, it's like, you know, when you go watch, like, a Disney Plus show, you're like, hey, it's not as good as Infinity War. Oh, we have been here, actually. It's not as good as Infinity War, but, hey, at the same time, I don't want to miss, you know, there's some lore that might be relevant in Spider-Man Home Slice. Sorry, just caffeinating. But yeah, I've been thinking, like, we should do, like, some cool projects, you know, when Repentance comes out. I don't know what those projects would be, but, like, the tier list came out. You know, I did it. I guess it didn't really come out. I made it. It's not like I was waiting for it to show up and then I just harvested it. Oh my god, you see the speed on this? It's absurd. And people, like, they had an appetite for it, and then playing Fiend Folio, people have an appetite for more Isaac, as long as it's the right kind of more Isaac. And I think it's kind of opened my eyes a little bit to, you know, I mean, a lot of my content philosophy has been just give the people what they want. You know, you might say that that's chasing analytics, but I very much disagree, because that's been my style on YouTube forever, you know? If a series takes off, and people go, you know, we want more of this, the prevailing thing that I would do is I would, like, bite onto the game like a freaking, like a lamprey, and just sink my jaws into it and release an episode a day until there was no blood left in the whale, you know? And that's... So it's really, you know... if anything, we've introduced more variety now, and, you know, it just happens to bear out in a different way, but I'm like, you know, I've got an appetite for Isaac as well. I thought I didn't, but that's because I've been drinking, you know, like, nutrient paste every single morning, when I should have been at least trying to turn it into, like, a cool recipe or something like that. Turn it into a recipe, add a mod 2, and a tier list of 3. Adventures of Lolo One. Sorry. I'm trying to delete it. But yeah, so I've been having a great time playing Isaac. It's been a really good week on stream. Luck Be a Landlord, people are enjoying as well. I'm enjoying it too. And, you know, we did a little competition with Dan, and I won't spoil that for you, but the video will be coming to YouTube probably within a few days. But to be honest, we got a little bit of, like, a YouTube... a glut, which is a fancy English word for, like, we got too much. It's like we got the pipes are so full that they oh my god, we got to deal with the devil again. That's a reroll in my world. I see a 1 heart deal, we reroll it to get a better 1 heart deal. Look at, dude, nobody's breaking my stride today. This is crazy. Can I give you today's minor frustration, by the way? And I actually have 2 of them, and they're going to make me seem very entitled, and dare I even say, like a Decemberist album. It might make me seem a little Karen-esque. However, I had to drop the cats off today. I mean, this is going to get me made fun of to begin with. I had to drop the cats off today for grooming. We don't get our cats groomed to be like, oh, hoity-toity yuppie, like, oh, look at Princess Tomo, you know? Oh, he's got a beautiful little lion cut. It's because they shed all the time, and, like, you probably hear it if you watch the stream. Kate vacuums, like, literally once a day. For both of our mental health, you know, to get the cats groomed so they don't shed so much for at least a little time period, is a positive thing. It's more for, like, I don't think it's unhygienic to have, you know, cat hair around, and, you know, the house never gets extremely dirty, in case that was, you know, on your mind. I hate to do it, but I think we're gonna stick with Satanic Bible here. But we get it done not as a flex. We get it done as a, you know, basically for a quality of life thing. And I, you know, there's a Starbucks nearby, and that describes just about every place on planet Earth now. But I went into the Starbucks and I was like, you know what? I'll be a be a good guy. I wanted a coffee and a breakfast sandwich for myself. I got one for my wife as well. This is not necessarily a fair criticism. It was like 8:35 in the morning. So it was busy, but there was like nobody in the store. I said, I'll have, you know, a venti cold brew and, you know, give me the double smoked bacon breakfast sandwich and give me the everything croissant ham and cheese breakfast sandwich. And they said, sure, that'll be $1 million. And I said, oh, no problem. I'll use my credit card. And then, you know, it was me and like 2 other people in the store that were just waiting for their order. In between the time that I ordered and the time that the food and the drink showed up was actually like genuinely 15 minutes. Which is not the end of the world, you know. I'm lucky to make my own hours, and you know, I mean, nobody wants to wait 15 minutes for coffee and you know, a sandwich that they literally just put in their glorified microwave. But you know, I'm not saying like, oh, this is ridiculous. But in that period, they literally sent out like, I don't know, maybe like 20 mobile orders that just sat on the tray waiting for people to come and pick them up. And I felt like I was having a little bit of like a Larry David moment for sure. I was like, you gotta do the in-person orders before the mobile orders. You gotta do the mobile orders on here yet. You got, and then that's not Larry David, it's Bernie Sanders, but so you gotta, the people in the store have priority. They're already here. I've already paid. I guess the people on the app have already paid. Anyway, it got to the point, and I never do this, but it got to the point where I Googled the Starbucks location, and I wasn't about to leave a review, but I was like, if I'm here for another 10 minutes, I might leave him a review. Or I might just, I don't know, walk out of the store, because I am very self-important like that. I assume when I walk out of the store, someone's going to rush me down and be like, whoa, 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 what's going on here? But instead, they'd probably be like, oh, that guy was just hanging out. We put his drink out 20 minutes ago. He didn't realize it, and then he just left like a weirdo. But I Googled it not to review it badly, but to see if it had a history of bad reviews. Just to be like, oh, what am I getting myself into here? What kind of... Anyway. So, again, it's not really a major concern. I'm just throwing that out there. I was like... That's... You know, I guess if you're in the middle of a pandemic... And, like, the biggest problem with your day, apart from not sleeping well, you know, for baby reasons, is that your Starbucks took too long to come out. I mean, it's one of those things you could definitely just put on a whiny voice and be like, wait, oh, well, people are dying, but my Starbucks took too long. Okay, I understand. When times are bad, you can never complain about anything. It's tone deaf, right? It's true. Then the other thing, though, and this is even more of a complaint. You ever get, like, a cold brew from Starbucks, and the ice cube blocks the whole of the sippy cup as you're drinking, so you never get as much coffee as you want? We're looking for a solution, you know, to the plastic straw dilemma. You know, compostable straws, I use them from time to time, but it puts your drink on an expiration date. Plastic straws, just genuinely, like, if you get a plastic straw here, it actually feels like you're committing a crime. I don't know, you might be committing a crime, to be honest with you. I suppose we could have visited our shop here, but, I mean, this one's, like, in guarantee territory at this point. But, yeah, compostable straw is, like, you better finish this drink. Like, forget brain freeze. Like, you're gonna have buyer's remorse if you don't finish it right away. And then the sippy cup, sometimes the ice blocks it. I mean, none of these are that bad. At home, when I drink cold brew, I use a metal straw. I just find, like, honestly, I'm a function over form guy. Did you see that dodge? Sorry for the flex, but I'm like, I don't know where that dodge came from. It took damage stupidly later, obviously, but that dodge was incredible. It was, like, so nonchalant. I will say, though, you know, as long as, you know, instead of railing on me about being out of touch, can't we all just rail on that streamer who was like, hey, just so everybody knows, I stopped spending $1,400 a month on fast food and started spending $1,000 a month on a personal chef, and I highly recommend it. You know, just, I don't know. I say some things that are out of touch from time to time, but I think at least I acknowledge that I'm like, it's out of touch, and I kind of play it up as, like, you know, as I don't know, man. Like, maybe not. Maybe you feel the opposite. So I'm not gonna tell you how to feel. But when I saw that tweet, and then people, I mean, you know, we live in a culture online that dunks on people, and you know, that probably in some situations just causes them to like dig in more and be like, you know, I hate you. You know, I'm never gonna change, etc., etc. There's probably some problems with that. But I will say, when I saw the streamer tweet, like, started, why doesn't well, he didn't even say, why doesn't everybody just hire a personal chef? I mean, it wasn't even like that, but it's just like, man, things that I personally wouldn't tweet, at least. I feel like the thing that I will say, look, because when you're a public figure on the internet, I'm not going to say life's hard, because like that's not what it's like at all, really. But one of the hard things about it is that no matter what you say, you kind of get criticism from both sides. You know, if you're ever, like, and this happens all the time, and I understand the conditions that lead to this, you know, it's not exactly economically, you know, a golden age right now. But if you ever tweet about spending money in anything but the most efficient way possible, people will be like, you know, wait, oh, you bought like a single meal? Why don't you just meal prep? It doesn't take that much time, and you know, you're like, I know! You just want to grab them by the collar and pick them up and shake them down for their lunch money, right? Everybody knows about meal prep. Do you think you're the first person to discover making a big pot of soup on a Sunday and then eating it for the rest of the week? So, you know, you make decisions in your life based on a combination of factors. Economics are one of them. Then there's also convenience and enjoyment and blah, blah, blah. And then the flip side of that is, if as a streamer you ever criticize like how somebody else spends their money, then it's like, oh, nobody can ever have any fun ever then, Mr. blah, blah, blah. And it's a big like Ouroboros that just goes around and around and around, you know? I will say, like, there is, and this is not to come to the defense of a tweet that is pretty out of touch in my opinion, but there's a valid case, sincerely a valid case as a streamer, and it's a tempting thing to put yourself in this dollar per hour box where you're like, you know, well, cooking would take me half an hour, and possibly also, like, maybe you're used to streaming like 12 hours a day and you get hungry 6 hours in. You're like, cooking would cost me like an hour, and, you know, just eating something that, you know, I couldn't just eat in 2 seconds would cost me 400 viewers or something like that. And, you know, I've had this conversation with streamers before, you know, that is basically like, you know, they outsource like essentially all of their domestic work in order to make sure that they can maximize their time online. And what are you supposed to say, right? You know, and these are like huge like numbers, obviously. But if someone's making like $500 an hour on stream, what are you gonna be like? You're gonna, oh no, don't pay somebody, you know, $100 an hour to like do this thing for you that allows you to stream, like that. I mean, I understand how that sounds, but then now what you might like to hear is that whenever a streamer tells me something like that, and it happens more than one time, let's put it that way, I'm always like, I don't know, I feel like I would slip into degeneracy. Like, I feel like if you just follow that through to like its logical conclusion, where you're like, why would I ever do anything that I don't really want to do because I could just be streaming instead? I think I would just grow to hate streaming and resent it. I don't know, like, it sounds weird, or even almost like masochistic, but I've mentioned this in videos. I actually, like, when my stream's done, I usually feel pretty good. Could I go for like another couple of hours? Easily. Yeah, not a problem. But by like finishing it in a place where I'm happy and like not ending the stream at a variable time and just being like, oh, I'm too frustrated to continue, I think it's like, it's good for my mental health for one, and then to be honest, I think that having that attachment to domestic life, I'm not saying it keeps me from getting a big head, because I already feel like I'm like just a piece of garbage who lucked into the easiest job in planet Earth's history. We should have Yarrowed before, but whatever. Now, I take holy water, but not Zodiac. Run that through your analyzer and see what it gives you. But I honestly I think it makes me like a better husband and father, to be honest. Because now, like, I actually, dare I say, I kind of look forward to cooking dinner the 3 nights a week that I cook. And I kind of look forward to tidying up the kitchen. And, you know, I just can't imagine, especially with a kid, I think it's like, it's so hard to do. Like, that might hold up when you know, you and your partner are both in the same place, you know, and maybe you don't have kids. I'm not trying to say like it's impossible after you have kids, but, you know, and you're both like, yeah, let's gremlin Twitch, you know? Let's go hard and maximize the efficiency of like our Twitch output. When you have a kid, like, can you imagine if I just wouldn't feel good about myself, I guess, if I was like, oh, sorry, honey, like, I can't change any diapers today. Can't we just get like an au pair to change the diapers for us? I gotta play more Spelunky. I don't know. It depends what you want from life, honestly. And again, we're in a different position because we have a kid, and, you know, it's not just that, like, it's important to spend time with your child, but, like, I want to spend time with our child. If anything, the further along we get in this, you know, journey, the less I want to outsource stuff from my personal life that I find fulfilling, like maintaining things domestically, and the more I find myself wanting to cut back on my actual work output and outsource more of that. Like, even right now, and it is a flex, I apologize, but I'm like, man, why am I spending like an hour a day photoshopping like the soy face in my thumbnails? Look, I own it, okay? I look like Soy Wojak, alright? I got this scraggly beard, I'm bald, I get excited, I make the poggy face, it is what it is. Everybody's got their cross to bear in life. I'm like, I could be paying somebody to Photoshop my soy face into thumbnails, and they'd probably do a better job. Anyway, and then I could spend more time going like, who's the cutest baby? Anyway, this is a fast run today. I had a great time. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. And thanks for watching. Twitch.tv/Northernlion every day but Saturday. See you then.